Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're digging into some really striking new allegations. They add quite a layer to the Jeffrey Epstein story and, its connections to Donald Trump.
Hmm.
Our deep dive today, it's really fueled by recent interviews with Michael Wolff, the journalist. He actually claims he interviewed Epstein himself before Epstein died.
Yeah, that's a key part of this.
Right. So our goal here, our mission is really to unpack these pretty compelling allegations. We want to understand what new information is supposedly on the table and, think about the bigger picture. Okay, let's get into it.
Absolutely. And what's really insightful, I think, is how these specific details, if they're accurate, could really shift how we see things like political leverage, vulnerability,
Right.
revealing how deeply compromising information might influence powerful people even years later. So yeah, we're going to explore what Wolf says he saw, what he heard, and try to connect that to this larger picture of hidden info and motives.
Yeah. Okay, and this next bit, based on Wolf's account, it's particularly striking. So Michael Wolff, he was on that podcast, Legal AF.
Yeah, the legal commentary one.
Exactly. And he just dropped this bombshell about talking with Jeffrey Epstein in the past.
He did. He claims that during one of these interviews, Epstein himself actually showed him a collection of photos of Donald Trump that apparently nobody had seen before.
Never seen before. And not just any photos, right? Wolff goes into detail.
Oh, yeah. He describes seeing dozens of them, Polaroids specifically, which Epstein apparently kept locked away in a safe.
In the Palm Beach house.
That's the one. Yeah, the very same property that's, linked to his terrible crimes against young women.
Wow. Okay. And the details Wolff gives are pretty vivid, aren't they?
Extremely vivid. He recalls Epstein spreading them out almost like playing cards.
Yeah.
And he particularly remembered 3 specific photos.
Oh, okay.
2, he said, depicted topless girls sitting on Trump's lap. And a third one showed Trump with some kind of stain on the front of his pants.
Oh.
And there were 3 or 4 girls kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over laughing and covering their mouths.
Yeah.
Quite a description.
That is incredibly specific. And the fact that he kept them locked away in a safe, not just out on display, that really stands out, doesn't it?
It really does. It strongly suggests they were, intentionally hidden, maybe, like you hinted, for potential leverage down the line.
Could be. So that makes you wonder then, if these photos were in Epstein's personal safe, what happened to them, after his arrest?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Wolff's assumption, his take on it, is that it's certainly not unlikely. They were still in that safe when the FBI raided the house. Okay. And therefore, they'd be almost certainly part of the Epstein files that the DOJ and FBI are holding on to now.
And we do know it's been 100% confirmed by places like the Wall Street Journal that Trump's name is mentioned somehow in those broader Epstein files. So if Wolff's reporting holds up, the idea that these specific photos are in federal hands, well, according to the source material, that could be a major reason why Donald Trump wouldn't want those files released.
That's a really powerful potential connection, yeah. It implies a direct link between these alleged pictures and maybe efforts to keep things under wraps.
But it doesn't stop with the photos, does it? There's more in Wolff's reporting, this other interaction involving a birthday card.
Yeah, the birthday card. This was apparently a salacious birthday greeting Trump sent to Epstein back in 2003 for Epstein's 50th.
Okay.
But what's really compelling here is how the Trump White House reportedly viewed the leak of this card later on.
Right. According to Wolff, they believe Ghislaine Maxwell and her family leaked it.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't see it as just, an accidental leak. They saw it as a shot across the bow, basically a threat.
Exactly. The implication, or at least how the Trump White House supposedly understood it, was that Ghislaine Maxwell had damaging material on Donald Trump.
More material.
More material, yeah. And she was willing to release more if he didn't, quote, play ball. So it's just a very calculated kind of pressure move.
So putting these pieces together, the source material suggests this alleged threat was taken seriously, enough to actually do something about it.
Well, that leads us to this really crucial and still kind of mysterious event, this meeting between Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Todd Blanche. Okay, remind us. He was Trump's defense lawyer in the Manhattan case.
That's right. And also at one point described as number 2 in the Justice Department. Usually that means Deputy Attorney General, though the timing there might need clarifying. But definitely Trump's lawyer met with Maxwell.
And we don't know why they met officially.
We don't. Blanche apparently said they'd reveal the purpose at a different time, but, well, that time hasn't come yet.
Which just adds to the mystery, right? What was so sensitive?
Well, Wolf's take, his contention, is that they were probably talking about what Ghislaine Maxwell has on Donald Trump, what she could release and what to do if she does it. So if you connect that dot, it points towards a really strategic discussion. Damage control, maybe? Or figuring out the lay of the land regarding this potential damaging material.
So we've got these two, frankly, astonishing claims. The alleged hidden photos, maybe now with the FBI,
Right.
and then this alleged threat from Maxwell via the birthday card leak leading to this secret meeting. How do you see these fitting together? Is it like a coordinated thing or just separate pressure points?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
What's really compelling here, I think, is how both these threads, the photos, the Maxwell situation, they suggest the Epstein files could be way more expensive than we thought previously.
Mm-hmm.
And that really contrasts with how Donald Trump has reportedly tried to frame it all, calling it a hoax or something cooked up by Democrats. These claims imply, well, a potentially much more compromising reality.
Yeah, the source material really frames these as stunning developments, and it lays out the logic if Michael Wolff's account is accurate.
Then the FBI has these photos.
They're part of the Epstein files, and effectively, Donald Trump is hiding them. That's the allegation being reported.
And, this raises such an important point for all of us, really. In this age of just information overload,
Yeah.
how do we figure out what's true when really critical details are supposedly locked away or maybe strategically leaked piece by piece? The very idea that something is being hidden or allegedly suppressed, that itself becomes part of the narrative, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Well, this deep dive has certainly brought up a really intriguing set of claims, connections from the source material. It paints a picture of potentially deeply hidden information, high-stakes maneuvering.
Definitely. When you think about these allegations, the hidden photos, the strategic implications of a leaked birthday card, it's a stark reminder, isn't it? That some of the most impactful stories, the things really driving events, might be happening in these unseen corners, completely out of public view.
Right, exerting influence long after they happen. So if we try to tie these threads together, what are we left thinking? It kind of leaves us with this compelling question, doesn't it? How much of what we think is the full story is actually complete? And what other unseen elements, what other hidden cards might still be out there shaping events right now behind the scenes? Definitely something to think about as you continue your own explorations.